Welcome back to 11 Alive Midday. At this hour, we are following new developments after a night of violence along Atlanta's Edgewood Avenue. A mass shooting has taken the life of one person and left 10 others injured. We have team coverage for you this midday, beginning with 11 Alive's Dan Kennedy. Dan, we heard from the mayor not too long ago who says we haven't seen violence like this in a while.
Yeah, at least 2 years is what the mayor is thinking. And you can believe it, Aisha, because when you look at the numbers, the fact is more than 30 people have been shot in the city of Atlanta since Thursday. It's just an unthinkable number when you say it out loud. The biggest one being that mass shooting that happened overnight around 1:30 this morning. And right now, Atlanta police are trying to track down 4 suspects, 3 males and 1 female. They believe that group initiated basically the triggering of violence that ended and ultimately escalated into this mass shooting with 11 people shot. 1 man died at the scene. This midday, he has now been identified as 27-year-old Santos J. Wyatt. Police Chief Darren Shearbaum says it appears most of the people shot were innocent bystanders. Detectives there at the scene recovered 34 shell casings at the scene. They also recovered several guns. The shots rang out around 1:30 this morning on Edgewood Avenue, the same spot of another shooting just hours before. And as we mentioned, since Thursday, 37 people have been shot in Atlanta and 5 of them killed. It is one of the worst waves of violence for the city in years.
When I look at what connected them, they played out throughout various parts of the city, but none has connected the other than individuals had guns when they were angry. Seems to be the most common theme that we saw throughout the weekend. We saw shootings related to disputes over cars being booted. We saw a nephew take the life of his uncle. We saw individuals shot in domestic violence disputes and disputes over dating.
All right, so where do you go from here? What specifically can be done? I asked Police Chief Darren Shearbaum what can be done on Edgewood alone to try and cut down on the violence and prevent the next shooting, short of being on every block. He said they have officers who patrol that area frequently. He says they have cameras down there, and they in fact put a plan in place for Edgewood and its vibrant nightlife culture just 2 years ago. He says it's been effective. But Aisha, the police chief, says they are looking at that very plan today to see what more needs to change, what, if anything, is not working so they don't have a repeat of last night.
All right, Dan, thank you. We definitely don't want to see that. But in the meantime, we have the victims and their families who have been greatly impacted. Let's go now to 11 Alive. Seth and Haynock continuing our team coverage live from Grady Hospital. Seth, you're learning some new information about the person that was shot and killed in this incident.
Yeah, that's right, Aisha. Just a devastating situation with so many victims and families impacted. As Dan just mentioned, the identity of the one victim that was shot and killed has now been identified as 27-year-old Santos J. Wyatt of Lithonia, Georgia. And also within the last couple of hours, his mother posting his picture on Facebook with a message asking God to guide her. Just so very sad. Now, according to police, we do know 10 other victims are currently being treated here at Grady Hospital. Behind me, we know that one of the 10 being treated here is just 18 years old in critical condition. That's what police tell us. The others in stable condition. We do know that police say they will be interviewing these victims as well as going over any type of security footage in the area of Edgewood where this occurred. Now, I did speak to a witness who told me she and her friend were out there at the time of the shooting. She says they were actually walking on the street when they saw a group of men and then heard shots going off. She says they ran into a bar. And then I asked her, would she ever go out to Edgewood again on a night to enjoy her time with her friends? She tells me not anytime soon, even though she has previously always enjoyed Edgewood. Live here from Grady Hospital, I'm Stephanie Haynock, 11 Alive News.
All right, Steph, thank you. We will continue to think of these families and all those impacted and follow this developing story for you here on air and online. And for more updates, you can also download the 11 Alive News app. It is free in your app store.